Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Uh, if you hear some background noise, it's because my mom is doing her laundry. So yeah, I think that was the ironing board I just heard. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. We are here to talk about a deck that I've been meaning to share with y'all. I could have sworn I've done a video on this, or I just kept thinking I did. I'm not sure. But this is the Universal Tarot by Maxwell Miller. This is a deck that I think needs to be back in print. This is out of print. It's on eBay. You can find it on eBay for like, I think like around $70-ish. I think I got mine used, I believe, but it's still in rather good condition. But I think Wiser should look to really reprint this deck because I think it's something that's very new. It's not new. Well, um, it's it does something that few decks do, and that's like, do a good take on like the Thoth and the Rider-Waite-Smith and its Golden Dawn approaches. Though I will say though that it might miss the point on some of the cards. Like I think Miller might have been confused as to why they kind of had the four court cards and why they didn't, with the astrological wheel of the year, like the pages are given a whole season, and I guess he didn't catch that, or he didn't really understand like how, because he wanted to give each uh, knave, page, knight, queen and king, or knight, queen, king, whatever, a zodiac sign, 16 signs, no, 16 court cards, 12 signs. That didn't really match up. I would say, well, because of this, if you know, if you if you read Duquette, and if you've heard, the Fortune's Wheelhouse podcast today, at least this is an old deck, so this was before that. I think it was this before? I'm pretty sure this came out before. Uh, yeah, 96. So I think this came out before Duquette, really hit it big with, I think, the oh my gosh, Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, Book of Thoth. I can't remember what the exact name is. Let me see. Yeah, so Duquette's book. Wow, why is it so dark on my camera? Anyways, let me see if I can brighten this up. Nope. A little better. Don't want to mess with it too much. For some reason it's like weirdly dark. it's the it's it's barely 4 o'clock. But anyways, so yeah, 2003 this came out. So I think, well, I'm not sure if any other books before Duquette's came out that explained that. But but Duquette comes to mind, and it's, easy to understand, easy to get, But anyways, one would think, with a little bit of research, one would understand, that the quartz fit in the wheel of the year, a wheel of the zodiac, in a certain way. But either way, it makes his own. In the end, he kind of does away with that and makes the deck his own, really. And so this is not a 78 card tarot. This is a 74 card tarot because he kind of blended the knights and the pages to make the knave. And so it's very closer to more playing card type of court system. But yeah. But anyways, to talk about the book briefly, quickly, really good, really, really good. Loved it. It is a multicultural, multi-traditional deck, multi-religious, taking from, of course, the esoteric Golden Dawn stuff, but also stuff from Eastern traditions, from Buddhism and Taoism and Hinduism, and etc., etc. Some Central Native American and Mesoamerican traditions, Kabbalah, uh, Egyptian mythology, and stuff like that. So yeah, really good, really good. Well, again, it does what I want a tarot book to do: explain the imagery on the card and explain the meaning, and it does a good, yeah, and it does a good job. Like here, if you don't want to read all this, it gives you a good key. Like here, the key to this card is compassion, for the Four of Swords, and the Five of Swords. The key to this card is weakness. Like I would love that. I'd love to see these keywords maybe on the card. No, that usually publishers will go crazy with borders if you know you do if you ask for that. I feel. Uh, so yeah. So anyways, here we have the Fool. Okay. The Magician. High Priestess. So you can see that there's like quite a bit of like a good blend of many traditions here. So here we have the hippo goddess from Egyptian, and then we have the pelican from alchemy, and then we have I believe this might be I'm not sure. I can't remember from reading the book. It's been a while since I read the book. I believe it's either Pacific Islander, maybe? No. Let me look in the book. Girl, let me just how about I find the answer that's right here? You know? The answer that's right that's given to us. A Polynesian Tiki statue. The Maoris believe that the first Tiki was made for the goddess of childbirth by her father to ensure fertility, health of progeny, and good fortune. Again, we'll see. I would like to hear someone who's familiar with that tradition, with that culture. See if that's actually, accurate or just brief. It is a sentence, so, take that with, take that on its surface. But again, yeah, there's quite a lot going on in each of the cards too. Like, we have the skull and also the head of the ram here. For example, what else? I believe the staff is also like broken down and described. The Hierophant is like hella busy. Like there's so much going on in this card. And it's, again, for the most part, well covered in the book. But then there are these cards that are like more simple, like here with the Lovers. It's very alchemical, but it's again, there's not much going on. Same with like the Chariot. So, and some of the cards are changed. So here we have Desire rather than Lust or Strength. The Hermit. And I first got this deck because I saw it on the Tachin book on tarot, and I saw some of the cards on there. Like I think I saw like the Chariot and some of the minor arcana on there, and I was like, I really want this. And so yeah, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna get it. And I'm pretty sure I've seen it before in the past, but I probably didn't want it, or I thought it just didn't appeal to me maybe at the time. But now it's like, I love it, I want it, I got it. And I'm happy it's in my collection. So yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about it. So I may just flip through it silently. I'm not sure. Right. Okay, of course, always got to touch on diversity. Although the traditions are quite diverse, there are very few people here, but the people that are there, again, body types, not very diverse, but in terms of ethnicity, physical features like skin tone and all that, very much, pretty vague in my opinion. It does what Crowley does in the Thoth Tarot, or Harris did in the Thoth, where it's like these people have primary skin tone colors, like primary colors as skin tones. Like we'll see right now. You'll see. Some of them. You'll see what I talk. You'll see what I mean. So yeah, let's see. Here we go. So yeah, here obviously first card, a white man. But then here we have like she's like primary yellow, like yeah, and then again another white man. But I believe like in the cups, like the Knave of Cups is like blue. So yeah, as you can see, it's very simple, very minimalist in its approach, very Pippish, very Thoth-like. Reminds me of like Tabula Mundi, what Tabula Mundi does with the minor arcana. So yeah, like here, Knave, it's blue, Again, the Queen of Cups, also blue. It's like, yeah, no one's really colored that, unless, they're, losing oxygen. Yeah. And I think The swords, I believe they're yellow to match up with the elements here. So you can see there are, like, Asian themes here. This one I believe is, I'm not sure what boat that is. I'm sure he talks about it. Might be Egyptian, might be, yeah, it looks Egyptian. Maybe. Tibetan as well. Lots of, and then we have the Egyptian here. It's all there. Love it. So yeah, again, okay, so diversity, not the most, not the most diverse of decks out there, but this was, and this is, so, but I'd say, but this was back in the 90s, but then I think about, no, I'm thinking of the Ancestral Path Tarot, and there she actually depicts a bunch of different people of different traditions, so, yeah. Which I think that was back in 90, no, right? In the 90s? Or is it early 2000s? I'm not sure. I should check. Let me check. I want to see this. I want to see. Yeah, this was 95. This was first published a year before. So yeah, what is that on my box? Oh, I've been mistreating her. But yeah, this deck was first published in 95, and this was 96. But I guess, we're always pushing for a multicultural approach. But I guess, for some reason, they just went out of print. Question mark. Why, like, why are we like this? But anyway, so yeah, so again, it is, there are Christian and Catholic depictions in this deck as well. But again, for the most part, he tries to do the majority, the whole, as many traditions as possible, and he's well versed and well researched, it seems, from the guidebook at least, on this stuff, on all this, on these traditions. So yeah, again, not the most diverse, but again, I think it was a sign of, like, us wanting to move in a better direction. But like I said, Ancestral Path came out before, and it's like, But anyways, cardstock not the best, and this is why I'm saying, like, maybe they should reprint it, put out something, of this, why? Because, yeah. There are some decks that are coming out today that have come under scrutiny, even today. It's like, you think you're being diverse, but you're not. And I think this one actually does. It actually opens, a doorway to, or at least points one in the direction as to terms and ideas that one should look into and research and find books on, in terms of if what they want to learn in terms of different traditions and spirituality. But for the most part, I mean, when you're reading tarot, it's like, just read the cards and the imagery as what you see on the cards. So yeah. Yeah, cardstock not the best. It is pretty flimsy. It is pretty, like, but, it's laminated and it seems to hold up pretty well. It doesn't seem to crease, it doesn't feel like it's going to crease when I shuffle it. So yeah, evenly cut for the most part, but it is a little close to the, maybe it sort of feels like it's well trimmed, like when you trim a deck and you cut all the borders off. If it's done really, really well and the cards are even enough, it'll feel like this. But when it's printed and produced, by a mass publisher or any printer really, that prints decks, you won't feel this. You won't feel like the cards are like, are jagged. It'll feel like a smooth, a flat, single surface on the edges. And that, I was like, I was like, is this cut evenly? And thankfully, for the most part it was, but still it makes shuffling a little bit of a chore. Like, it's quite difficult to get a shuffle like that with this deck. So yeah, there you go. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Oh, right, one more thing. Before I log off, before I sign off on this. The deck does come with the book, and then the deck comes, like, in half, like this. If this gets reprinted, wiser, do not do this. Do not put your deck like this. But it does save space, and it is a pretty thin box, but still, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. And if you are gonna have it like that with the book and all that like that, throw in a bag. Throw in a bag like that, because I do have it in, oh god, in this bag, which came from the Somnia Tarot. I have it in here. I'm gonna move it into a better bag when I get one, because this is way too big. It's too big. It's too big. I need something smaller. So yeah, there you go. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.